Okay, guys, so at this point, I'm sure we've all seen the statement down our timelines. Black women don't like nerds. And as a professional matchmaker and dating coach, I have to be honest, the statement is true. Kinda. There are some things that we have to consider before we just throw all black women away for preferring hood dudes over nerds. Let's talk about those. Okay, so the first thing is, and this is the most hilarious part of it all because no group of women, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, and other Latinos, choose their nerd men over their more charismatic men. I'm going to go out on a whim here. I'll say I haven't researched this, but I'm pretty sure Mark Zuckerberg was not prom king. And I'm pretty sure Bill Gates probably wasn't voted most popular of his class. There is not a group of women of any race that chooses their nerd men over their more charismatic men, or the popular guys like your athletes and the guys that are charismatic. In our community, we like to call that swag, or who are confident when they are around women and when they're communicating with women. So to make it seem like there's something wrong with black women because they don't want the nerd men and all of the other women do is just simply not true. If we talk to nerds of other races, I'm pretty sure they tell us the same thing. More than likely, they're not the first guys that the prom queen and the most attractive girls, the cheerleaders, are choosing in high school. It's not a black thing, it's a nerd thing. And all nerds of all races have to deal with that. Which leads to my next point. American culture rewards successful and charismatic men the same way that it rewards attractive women. So if you're all of a sudden getting attention from women that wouldn't even look your way in high school or college, it's not because black women are gold diggers or somehow black women just want to take advantage of men and all of these other women just love you because you're a nerd. No, it's because American culture rewards successful and charismatic men. It's as American as apple pie. So if you notice, you're probably getting more attention from white women too, and Asian women, and even Latino women. The only difference is that you weren't paying attention to them before, so you didn't notice that. You weren't realizing that they weren't checking for you either. Now they're checking for you because you're successful the same way that black women are checking for you. That's American culture. It's not you, it's not black women. That's how we do in this country. In my experience, both black men and black women tend to lower our standards when we date interracially. Like, if you think about it, there's no black nerd that's dating a Victoria's Secret model. There's no black nerd that's dating like a Hilton or a Rockefeller. There's no black nerd that's dating a beauty queen. In reality, those same women choose the most successful and most charismatic men within their culture. However, when black men pursue black women, they go for the most desired women. And of course, you're going to be competing with charismatic men. I'll use the example of the guy who actually brought up this whole conversation, Donald Glover, who I love, by the way, and am a supporter of his. But let's look at his dating history. Now, the black woman or woman of color that he dated was Janae Aiko. I think I'm pronouncing her name right. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Look at the white woman he dated. Now, this is going to sound so shallow, and I have thought of a ton of ways that I can say this without sounding shallow, but this is just what it is. He dated one of the most desired women of black culture. She's attractive, she's feminine, she can pull almost any man that she wants. And then let's look at the woman who he actually married and has kids with. She might be an absolutely amazing woman, but the reality is she's your average, everyday white woman that we see at the bus stop or on the train or at our job. There is nothing that just stands out about her. And the truth is, black nerd men are not just dating Victoria's Secret models. Black nerd men are not dating beauty queens. Black nerd men are not dating the prom queen or the most popular girl from high school. Those women are still dating the most charismatic, most successful men, likely of their own race or of their own culture. And so if you dated the same level of black women as you're open to dating with women of other races, you'd find that a lot more black women would be interested in you. But if you pursue the most desired black women and pursue the average desired women of other races, you're going to get different results because you have different competition. So yeah, you're winning with these women of other races because, well, they're not used to getting attention from a man like you. But when you pursue a woman, a black woman who's getting attention from men of all races, but specifically of all types of men within the black community, there's more competition and she's likely going to choose the successful or charismatic man. That's just how things work. And it's not a black woman thing. That's the same for any race. The most successful white men get the most attractive white women. The most charismatic white men get the most attractive white women. It's not a black woman thing. It's not a white thing. It's not an Asian thing. It's not a Latino thing. Now, here's the most important part of this conversation that I hope you're able to walk away with. There is a group of black women that love black nerd men. That group of black women is black nerd women. There are tons of women that are just as intelligent, share your interest in anime, share your interest in tech, share your love for all things weird, and they're just as interested in you as that white girl that you give attention to, but for whatever reason, you won't give her a chance. So instead of saying all black women don't like nerd men because the black women you pursue don't like nerd men, perhaps you should look at the black women that do like nerd men. There are a lot of them and they share your interest and you're more compatible with them. So you have to ask yourself, do you really want a black woman or do you want a particular black woman? And because you have been rejected by that particular black woman, you now are leaving all black women alone. And if that's the case, that's a choice because you have black women that you can choose. You just don't want the ones that you have the option to.